Today, we're going to do a fun activity called story chains. First, what is story chains? As you can see on this slide, that you can see the chains are connected to each other. So today, we're going to build a story that are connected together like these loops are connected to each other to create a chain, okay? So chain story is an activity in which students, you, each add a different segment or part to a story. For this, I'll show you the instructions. First, the teacher, I, will start by posting the first sentence of a story to initiate the activity. And students, you, will take turns contributing to the story by adding a single sentence as a comment under the previous sentence. So you should keep in mind that this is an online activity. So you don't see each other, so you don't really know who's working on the sentence and when, okay? So in theory, 2 or more students can upload their comment to the system at the same time. It can happen. So please make sure that your sentence is the sentence that you actually wanted to post and connected to the sentence that you intended, okay? If somehow more than one student writes the next sentence at the same time, then even by a split second, the system will register the comment of the student who posted first, okay? Then the student who posted their second or even third time, you have to, I'm sorry, but you have to delete your comment. You have to try to write another sentence, to be added to the following sentence, okay, to the previous sentence, okay? And third, so each student's sentence should build upon the previous one and advance the plot. So you cannot repeat the same concept again in your construction, in your sentence. And also remember that we're writing a story. So the story should develop as as more sentences are added to the system, okay? And students should read the previous sentences to ensure continuity and consistency in the story. So try not to deviate. Try not to stay away from this main plot, okay? You should try to understand what the previous sentence meant to, and then you have to build a new sentence that is continuous from the previous one. And each student must contribute at least one sentence. I said at least one. This means each student can contribute more than one sentence at a time. So this means you cannot post 2 sentences at a time. You can post 1 sentence at a time, and then you can wait until other students add different sentences, and then if you want to participate again, then you can add another sentence, okay? You cannot post 2 sentences in a row, all right? And this activity can continue for a set duration or until I decides to conclude it, okay? So when it is time to conclude the story, I will step into the activity and let you know that please finish the story in the next 5 or 10 sentences, okay? So I will let you know when it is time to wrap up the story and finish it, all right? So any students who are in charge of 5 or 10 sentences at the end, make sure that you are in charge of finishing the story, okay? So you have to, and also you should know that when you decide to finish the story, you should make sure that all the other students have already posted their sentences. That's why I'm gonna let you know when it's time to finish the story. Okay, you do not have to count the number of students who posted the sentences, or you don't have to check the participation, but you do have to check my message, because I'm going to let you know when it is time, or which sentence is gonna be the final sentence. Okay, and at the end you can all enjoy reading the final story together in class. All right, so make sure that the deadline of this activity is before the beginning of our Friday class, because we are going to read the story together in the classroom on Friday. Okay, and here are some tips. First, please read carefully. Before adding your sentence to the story, make sure to read the previous sentences. This will help you maintain the story's flow and consistency. All right? And also, as I said before, there is a chance, not very likely, but there is a chance that more than one student post the sentence at the same time. When it happens, you have to see whose comment is above the other, and then the one who posted their comment the second should delete their comment and rewrite. Okay? And be creative. Use your own imagination to contribute interesting and unique ideas to the story. Think about character development, plot twists, and unexpected events. And third, stay engaged. Pay attention to the story's progression and be ready to participate when it is your turn. So anybody can jump into the story anytime, but at the same time, you have to understand the progression of the story so that your sentence wouldn't interrupt or interfere the main plot. Okay? The more engaged you are, the more enjoyable the activity will be, of course. And you must build your sentence on previous sentences. Your sentence should connect to and build upon the sentences that came just before yours. So try to add to the plot or develop the characters, and at the same time, never start a whole new story. Okay, it should be a one single continuous story written by many people. All right, and please respect others. You must keep in mind that this is a classroom activity. This is an academic activity. So be respectful of your classmates' contributions. Everyone's ideas are valuable. So try to avoid making negative comments or dismiss someone else's sentence. All right? And please use descriptive language. Make sure your sentences are descriptive and engaging. Try to use adjectives, adverbs, and figurative language to make sure the story more vivid, and also to keep the coherence of the sentences. When you put your sentence after another one way to make sure that the flow of the sentences are natural and coherent, I encourage you to use some pronouns or conjunctions to connect sentences more concretely, okay? And you try to use various sentence structures. Mix up your sentence structure to keep the story dynamic. Use short, snappy sentences for action and longer sentences for description and introspection, okay? And finally, and last but not least, please proofread. Before you post your sentence, make sure you proofread it for spelling and grammar errors. Clear, Well-written sentences enhance the overall quality of the story. So make sure that before you click the post, make sure you check your sentence more than once and try to find a way to improve it, right? We have learned some techniques to make effective, clear, and straightforward sentences. So try to use those tips, that knowledge, so that everyone can understand your sentence clearly. If you write something too ungrammatical or too complicated for people to comprehend, then maybe the flow of the story wouldn't go as you intended. All right? Okay, so this is the end of my instruction and presentation about this activity. And now it is your turn. Go to the LMS and check my posting, because I'm going to post the very first sentence of our story. Okay? And make sure you meet the deadline. All right? And I'll see you all in the classroom this Friday. Bye-bye.